If you're the type of person that you started your business from a place of overwhelm or even underwhelm, 9 times out of 10 is that you really didn't necessarily take a break to actually shift your mindset. And the reason that I'm talking about this is that, for example, I'm coming from a background where I'm coming from corporate America. So, extremely toxic environment. But I took a break before I actually started my business because I knew I needed one. And if you don't necessarily do that, your mindset actually might not be in the right place where it should be. And let me talk about that a little bit further.
Welcome to Higher Breakthrough, a podcast dedicated to helping entrepreneurs like you take the breakdown out of their hiring breakthrough. If you're a founder who is ready to take back control and build your A-team without the overwhelm, you are in the right place. Your host, Kimon Napier, is a hiring strategist, speaker, consultant, and CEO of Higher Breakthrough. We're on a mission to help founders like you connect with the right talent to scale higher. Your time is way too valuable to stay stuck, and we want to show you how to stop chasing unicorns, take an intentional approach to your talent strategy, so you can make your next right hire. Let's get started.
Welcome to Higher Breakthrough. My name is Kimon Napier, aka the Hiring Strategist, and today I'll be talking about how to stop being the chief everything officer in your business. Okay, the reason that I'm doing this episode today is because I need to help my listeners and I need to help people in my orbit to really stop being the chief everything officer in their business and start to shift into a true CEO and be a leader in their business. That's the great picture. So the first thing is that I need you to stop thinking about your business as this side hustle. Your business is on its way to being a company. Just because you're a startup or you may be starting off as a small business, think about the big picture, think about the big goals, and stop getting so much in the weeds. So let me give you a little bit of a backstory as to what I'm seeing as the real issue here. So often when we start our businesses, and we're leaving, maybe our previous circumstances, which is like we've been in corporate America and we're tired of it, or we just get a really good idea and we start the business. If you're the type of person that you started your business from a place of overwhelm or even underwhelm, 9 times out of 10 is that you really didn't necessarily take a break to actually shift your mindset. And the reason that I'm talking about this is that, for example, I'm coming from a background where I'm coming from corporate America. So extremely toxic environment. But I took a break before I actually started my business because I knew I needed one. And if you don't necessarily do that, your mindset actually might not be in the right place where it should be. And let me talk about that a little bit further. When you are working for someone, you're coming from an employee mindset. And if you started your business from a place of overwhelm or underwhelm, what could be happening is that you're not seeing yourself as a leader in your business. You're still thinking of yourself as an employee. Now, this is not the same for everyone, but a lot of people are experiencing this. It's almost this unworthiness that you think you're not necessarily worthy of hiring help. So you're over here trying to do all these things because this is what you were actually doing when you worked that 9 to 5 or you worked for somebody else. I know you probably weren't expecting me to say that, but it really is something that is harming us as business owners, as founders, because we need to actually shift our mind from actually thinking this way. Being an entrepreneur and a business owner is really hard. But what's hard is catching yourself in like a catch-22, doing everything for your family, your clients, your business overall, and you're not having the time to just pause. Stay tuned because I'm going to be sharing some tips for you to stop being the chief everything officer in your business and be the true CEO.
If you haven't checked out the Higher Breakthrough Calculator yet, what are you waiting for? The Higher Breakthrough Calculator is a simplified tool allowing you to calculate the budget for your next hire minus the hassle. If you find yourself saying, I can't afford to hire, or need to create your hiring budget, this is the tool for you. Go to hirebreakthrough.com/calculator and check it out right now.
So the first thing is that it's your mindset. I talked about this a little bit earlier, but it's you doing every and anything in your business, for your family, and for your clients, and you just don't have the time to actually rest. So right now, if you're in the mindset that you have to be everything to everyone and constantly do all the things in your business on the daily, this is not going to help you scale your business. What it's going to do is make you burn out. Remember, statistically, I can't remember the percentage, but I think it was like 75% of businesses fail within the first 5 years, even more if you're a woman led business. You don't want to be in that statistic. You don't want to be in that percentage. And what this is, it's really a mindset issue. It's scarcity because you feel like you've been working alone for so long and you've, of course, you may have made some money, but you're not scaling your business the way you need to. And of course, don't get it twisted. Hiring is not the first step to change this. What the first step is changing your mindset because, in the truth and in all honesty, you don't have to do this alone. So, first, understanding that what you're creating is a company. Remember, you may be thinking about generational wealth. So, you may be thinking about how this is going to benefit your kids and your family and how it's going to be impactful to our culture and just in the world. If you're thinking that way, you don't have to be doing this alone. What I want you to understand here is that I'm not here to give you a band-aid solution. So I'm not about that. That's not my personality. What I'm here to do is give you real proven systems that's going to help you to get where you need to be. So when you're thinking about this life of abundance, when you're thinking about your future self, you may be thinking of yourself like, okay, I have a big, beautiful house, I have my children running around, I'm happy, my life is abundant. Or you may be thinking about the reason you got into your business in the first place. Know that it's going to take a major shift in your mindset because if you change your mindset, the truth is you don't have to do it alone. So that is the first thing there. The second thing is strategy. Like, get strategic, think about what it is you want in your business. The reason that I'm asking you this question is because oftentimes the things that we're doing in our business are simply not what we want to do. If you're doing offers or you're working with clients in a way that's no longer supporting your business vision, then it's only going to wear you out and make you really resentful of your business. And if you ever hear people saying, like, I burn my business down, or if you ever see people in your industry just disappear, I promise you, 9 times out of 10, this is where business owners and founders get the feeling of, oh my gosh, I just want to give up and go back to my 9 to 5 job. And then they're not focused on scaling their business because they're doing all the wrong things. So if you ever hear people saying that, this is why. You have to get strategic in your business and you have to get into your business for a specific purpose. When I always talk about your mission, your vision, your values, the reason that I stress this hiring with intention is because when your business has a purpose, you know what it is you're working towards. You know the big goal. And your clients and your candidates, the people on your team will know it too. You need to get strategic about this and do things that will actually propel you forward. Stop doing the things that you don't even need to be doing. You don't need to have these broken offers that are not even in your field of expertise. It's like me as a hiring strategist, it's like having an offer where I'm going to be creating a marketing funnel for somebody's business. Why would I be doing that? But sometimes we're so focused on the money that we're not actually thinking about the big picture and the impact that we're trying to create in our industries and in the lives of our listeners, of our clients, and the people in our orbit. Start to get really strategic about what it is that you need to do, and it's going to change the whole game for you. You don't necessarily need to be focused on money all the time. I hear people always saying, like, I need to make more money. Think about the impact, think about the long-term goal, and the money will follow. So, this is the second thing. Think about your strategy. The third thing is that you need to start thinking about your team. Now, I know, of course, I'm a bit biased because I hire for a living and this is what I do for my clients and, of course, for myself. But you have to stop functioning as a team of one. You cannot be a CEO being a team of one, right? If you're a team of one, you have a side hustle. You don't have a business or a company. And that might upset people, but it's the honest truth. Think big picture. How are you going to be so impactful to people being one person? You cannot be everywhere at one time. And I know some people will talk about, well, you can get systems, you can automate. Yeah, systems are important. You'll hear me talk about systems all the time, but who are the people behind the systems? Is it you? Because if it's you as the leader, when are you sleeping? When are you resting? When are you taking a break? And when you are going to be on stages and speaking and sharing your expertise in the world, who is going to be running your business in the back end? This is why you have to stop functioning as a team of one. There's no way that you can scale your business or scale higher being the only person in it. So you might be the only employee in your business, depending on the structure, and you might have some contractors, and that's okay. But you need support in order to have longevity and growth. You can't be the only one in your business answering the emails, doing the one-on-one work, delivering your group program, responding to people on Facebook, and like the long list that falls under just having an online business, just having a startup or whatever type of business that you have. What I also need you to understand is that if you're someone who does have a team, but you're underutilizing it, this is a wake up call for you, right? Get your pen and paper, write all the stuff that I'm saying down because your team is there to support you. So if you have a great copywriter, for example, and you're over here sitting here writing emails at 2 a.m. in the morning, that needs to change. It's a scarcity mindset. And it goes back to what I was saying earlier is that when you got into business, you may be still carrying the mindset from wherever you were before. So if you were an employee, you may be thinking of yourself as an employee. And also, technically, yes, if you are the only employee of your business, you are also the CEO and the leader. This goes back to that I should do everything mindset, and that has to change. And of course, you need to make sure you have the people in your corner to support you. Now, that can look like your team, it could look like a coach, but it always starts with making that first hire. That's always the hardest hire that you make in any business or any company because you've never done it before. And you're just like, oh my gosh, this is like I'm putting on my big pants here. I'm going to actually be the real CEO. I'm going to have somebody looking to me, somebody to help me scale higher. And that's a beautiful thing to have. The next thing is your onboarding. How are you going to even bring the people into your team? This is the part where I see folks skip over this because I think they cop out and they just don't want to focus on it or they just don't really know what to do. But you have to think of your hiring is one piece of the puzzle. How are you going to actually onboard this person? Now, I know somebody might say, like, well, come on, I'm hiring a contractor. Technically, I'm not onboarding them. And that is true to an extent, but they still need to understand your business and how it operates. And that would fall under onboarding. Of course, if you're hiring like a contractor or consultant, this is a person that specializes in something. So, of course, they know what it is that they're doing. But at the same time, when are you going to tell them what's broken? What are they fixing? There has to be a period of you giving information to this person so they can understand what it is they need to do. It's the same thing when you're hiring an employee, whether they're part time, they're full time, or they're even temporary. You need to set the expectation. If your team or your new employee is not feeling welcome and they don't feel like they're going to assimilate some form into your company or your culture from the jump, the chances are they're not going to stay. If you ever see anybody and they're saying, like, oh my gosh, I just hired somebody and they quit within a week of working with me, I can almost be sure that they didn't have an actual onboarding process or it wasn't really intricate or the right one. This is something that you really need to consider. So if you know for a fact, like you have a team, you're eventually going to need to hire more people, start to think about your onboarding process. And of course, you want to think about your systems. What are the systems you need in your business that are going to actually support you and your team members? Remember, systems is a two-way street. So of course, you may need systems in your business as a solopreneur, but once you hire, your team members are going to need systems and they'll need to understand those systems as well. Because more often you have a bunch of things going on and you're doing everything. So manual work is not going to propel your business forward. If your systems are very basic right now, and that's okay. So for example, if you're just using your Gmail, you might have a schedule or something and you don't really have intricate systems, eventually you're going to get to a point where you're going to need more intricate systems. And just to clarify, when I'm talking about systems, I'm not just talking about a template. I'm talking about things connecting the dots in your business that will help it run like a well-oiled machine. So this is everything from your clients, onboarding them, your sales systems, your financials, everything that needs to be connected. Because otherwise, if you don't have these systems, you're not going to scale in your business. Something is going to fall between the cracks, and you're going to realize, oh my gosh, I messed up. I lost a really great sale because your systems are not automated. This is the same thing for your internal systems. Hiring is a system, onboarding is a system. And that means things like delegating to your new team members or shifting responsibilities maybe from one team member to the next is going to be really hard. So when I say systems, don't just think I mean project management systems. There's so many types of systems, and what you need to understand is which ones are going to fit for your business. Systematize your business now, because as you grow, it's going to get more complex. So if you ever see anybody saying, oh my gosh, my systems are failing, you keep saying to yourself, oh my gosh, I want to have like a 50K month. I want to have a 100K month. When you have all of those clients coming in, what are the systems to help that function? So you can be, saying it into the atmosphere, whatever you believe in, but if you don't have the systems to back up what you're saying, you're going to get burnt out and stressed. And if you don't have the people behind those systems, then it's going to get even more harder because you as the leader are going to have to do everything. This is why I say you don't need to be the chief everything officer. You need to make sure you have all of these key things in place in order to shift yourself and be more balanced so you can propel your business forward. So again, we talked about mindset, we talked about having the strategy, we talked about your team, we talked about onboarding, and we talked about systems. So these are key areas that you need to focus on to stop being the chief everything officer in your business. And remember, hiring is not the end all solution. That's why I talked about all these different aspects. It's only a piece of the puzzle. So I hope this was helpful for you. If this has been relatable for you, if you've gotten great key information, I want you to give us a review, give us 5 stars, because we are doing this to help you take the breakdown out of your breakthrough. We can see that you are a leader focused on scaling your business. In order to do that, you need to have the right information to catapult your business forward and scale higher. And of course, if you are ready to actually make the next hire in your business, if you are ready to be a leader and stop being, this person who's the chief everything officer, I want you to feel free to check us out. Go to www.hirebreakthrough.com and visit us and check out our services. Stay tuned for the next episode.
Are you ready to make your next right hire but are stuck in the weeds? If so, be sure to grab the Scale Hire Roadmap. This is a resource that we developed to give you the steps to attract and hire your A-team. You can get the roadmap for yourself at hirebreakthrough.com/roadmap.
This podcast is produced, engineered, and edited by CEO Rising Creative and Greatborn Studios.